Okay, here we go. Oh, so need this. Let me just adjust real quick. Sorry about the leaf blower today, but it's Monday. Okay, let's just come to center here and just start sort of unraveling and unwinding ourselves. Feet together, hands in prayer posture, right in close to the center, heart center. And just begin the breathing, the cleansing breath in through the nose, hot, audible exhale through the mouth. Relax the hands, put awareness in heart center. Turn the hands over and just feel heart center opening. Again, sorry about the blower if you can hear him. I think he's out front. That time of year, all the leaves are off the trees. And be like the tree, right here, just be like the tree. Feel your palms, feel third eye. And just receive the energy around you. If you're near a window, receive the sunlight coming in, the rays on your palms. Feel your palms getting a little bit warmer, right in the center. Feel some warmth. Relax the hand, bend both knees, step out flat, empty foot. Sink into that empty foot. And just side to side, just unravel the body a little bit. Side to side. Forward and backwards. Use the hands, push against the chi to rock forward on the balls of the feet or the bubbling wells, and then rock back to the heels. Forward and backwards. Don't throw yourself off center. Feel your feet bottoms. Feel that rocking, that lulling. This just feels like lulling to me. So relaxing. Just catch the momentum of the body. And then just let the hands slowly stop. Never abruptly stopping anything, just slowly stopping. And let's tap in. Unblock. Armpit. And don't feel like you have to keep up in this part. I wait at the end, you see that. If you've got a spot that feels sort of wonky or it needs a little bit extra tapping or maybe a little extra massage, just stay on it. It's okay. You all know the tapping routine by now. So you can always just catch up and you can go a little bit faster on areas that aren't feeling wonky. And then you kind of catch up. You know an area when it feels funny, blocked, maybe under the lymph nodes here, feels a little bit tender. Stay on it. Let's get all those lymph nodes underneath the collarbones. Oh, I've got one right here. See, as soon as you have one, you kind of want to stay on it for a minute. And that's okay, stay on it. You can fly through another area. Underneath the collarbone, back and forth, little circles. And then thymus thump for the immune system. And just massage straight down the vagus nerve. and dantian. Snap. Gentle fists, draw my kidneys and adrenals. Expose them, bend forward just a little bit. Rub. Sacrum. And legs. Don't forget fingers around the ankles. I can end on the 2 hip bones with gentle fists. Back to Ushi. Check in, see how you feel. Maybe a little bit more alert, alive. And then bounce. Remember, inhale, in and out through the nose. And when I say back to Uchi, in through the nose, exhale, hot, audible through the mouth. Really stimulate the body. Back to Uchi, in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let the body move. Let it unravel, let it recalibrate. One more, bounce and shake. More relaxed this time. Back to Uchi. Let the body move. Feel this connection between the palms right here. Just let the body tell you what it needs. Like right now, my body's saying, oh, just play with the chi ball for a moment. Right? We have these structures, but we want to be free within the structures. Oh, I want to play with it this way. Which way feels better? Connect the palms. Play with the chi ball for a moment in between here. Go one way. Go the other way. Oh, this way feels a little bit better for me right now. I'm going to stick with this way. Just connect the palms. Look how my whole body is moving as I play with this chi ball. There's a video on YouTube of Bruce Francis just playing with a chi ball for a couple of minutes. He makes it big, and then he makes it nice and small like this. It's wonderful practice to just play. There's no structure here. I'm just playing. My only structure is I'm keeping my palms in alignment with each other. That's the structure. And I'm making the ball big, and then I'm going to make it small. And then I'm going to go slow, super slow, and then fast. And just play around. There's no right or wrong with this. I don't know why. I just felt like playing with the chi ball. Here's playing with the chi ball too, side to side. Come with me on this one. Side to side, playing with the chi ball. This looks like cloud hands, but it's a little different because I'm keeping, notice what I'm doing, I'm keeping my palms connected. Notice I'm pushing down. This is all lined up. I'm pushing down with one hand and the other hand is taking it. I'm pushing down. Really try to feel that chi between your hands. Just taking it and pushing it down. Show you from the side. It's like I'm taking the ball and I'm giving it to the bottom hand. Now the ball is in this hand and I'm giving it to the bottom hand. Side to side. Next time, everybody come up to this, mirror me, come up to the same side, and I want you to give that chi ball that we're just playing with, just having fun. Give that chi ball to the bottom hand like we've been doing, like this. Just going to be like this. And let that bottom hand take the chi ball and come up in the air and become leaf blowing in the breeze. So here we go. Give the chi ball. Boom, give it. Bottom hand, now this becomes the bottom hand, covers Dantian. Top hand becomes leaf blowing in the breeze. See how we just playing with the chi ball, all of a sudden now we're in leaf blowing in the breeze. This is what I mean about finding the freedom within the structures. I wasn't planning on doing that. I just wanted to play with the ball, and then from the ball, it just went into leaf blowing in the breeze. Just wanted to give it to the other hand. Remember, leaf blowing in the breeze, through heart center is the only place that the palm changes. So here we go. Palm out, away from you, then down. And come into a horse stance here. Palm towards you. Shifting the weight. Palm away from you. Down. Come down with it. Palm towards you. So that's all we're doing. Palm is away from you, palm is towards you. Whichever way you are, just keep switching it. Right only when it comes to heart, right here. Or middle dantian. Notice I've got weight shift and I've got sinking. Rise and root. Here's the rise. I come through and root. Rise and root the body. A little slower. Let's slow it down a little bit. The hand over dantian can be touching dantian, or it can be hovering an inch or two away. Feel for it. Feel for whatever feels right for your body, whatever makes that energetic connection. That's why we're holding down at lower dantian here with the other hand, to make an energetic connection in the body. And down, rise and root, rise. Body comes up as the hand comes up. Then the body comes down, body starts going down with it, and then root. Next time we come through, we're going to give the ball. Come through the middle, and give it to the other hand, right here. Give it to the other hand. And now this hand comes up. Don't worry about anything except the palm goes away from you through the middle, through heart center, and then it's towards you. And just keep flip-flopping. If you're the opposite way, that's okay. You just need to know that one pass-through is away, and then the next pass-through will be towards you, through heart center. That's all you need to know. The rest of it, don't worry about. Just let it float. More important that you feel it. Feel the arm getting light, floating. Feel the legs warming up as we rise and root with them. Strong legs. Legs are our foundation. Strong legs, strong foundation, strong mind. Shifting the weight. Arm gets light and floating. One more as it comes up. Stay with me. As it comes up, just let it come down, slowly floating down to meet the other hand at dantian. Shine both palms into dantian. Lower dantian is 2 inches below belly button. That whole area, that whole region is dantian, where we store our chi. And then scoop up some chi. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Washboard. Show you from the side. Inhale. Exhale. Here we go, spinal cord breathing. You guys know this, look up, head up, look up, chest out. Exhale, round the back, sink the chest, tuck the pelvis. Inhale, look up, chest up. Exhale, round the back, sink the chest, tuck the pelvis, forearms come together. Working the spine. This is all spinal health. Also helps us in Tai Chi with bend, bow, shoot, arrow, as we're using the spine like the bow. This helps us in our Tai Chi form. Also pumping the quad or the groin while we're doing this as well. So this is really good for the lymphatic system. Go at your own pace, follow your breath on the inhale and closing on the exhale. Next, exhale, take your time to get there. I'm going nice and slow, waiting for everybody. Close, exhale, round the back. And then I want everybody to open to dragon looks behind. Very similar motion to when we do gazing at the moon. We're twisting on the center axis of the spine, twisting on the spine. It's just another way to get to it. And what I do is I do pigeon toe my feet slightly on this one. But remember, I don't just pigeon toe from the knee down. The whole thing, the femur, everything gets pigeon toed. The whole thing, right? It's everything. Not just from the knee down. We don't want to torque the knee. So from here, we open the arms. Notice how that's pretty little transition. And look behind, dragon looks behind. Back hand is resting on your kidney, wherever comfortable. Front hand is resting on shoulder notch. Then unwind, unwind, unravel, arms out long, big, just like a dragon. Again, back hand on kidney, front hand on shoulder notch. Should be comfortable. Don't force your hands to go anywhere they're not comfortable. Wherever they land, just let them land there. If your back hand lands on your sacrum, because that's your range of motion, then leave it on the sacrum. All good. What we're getting at here is not really about where the hands land. What we're getting at is the twisting of the spine. That's the health. Remember, I was saying 4 movements of the spine for spinal health. Well, we did 2 with spinal cord breathing. This is the other 2. I just want to make a point that this is the same type of twisting of the spine that we get from gazing at the moon, to the left and to the right. So if you don't feel like gazing at the moon one day, you say, oh, I need to twist at the spine, but I'm going to do dragon looks behind instead. All good. I want you to have options. One more. Bring the hands in the front, back to Uchi. Step out left foot, then right foot. And we're just going to hands flowing through water. It's such a beautiful motion. Now this is one of those ones where I wish I had my yoga mat, because my feet start to really slide in this. It's a rather wide stance, but let your feet, notice I'm allowing my feet to pivot. Notice when I go one way, my feet pivot. It's okay. Or you could not pivot and do it just right here. That's good too. Work at your level, always. This would be bigger, but you have to let the feet pivot. This would be a little bit smaller, but just as good, still getting range of motion, still getting strength in the legs. Come around the corner. And then go this way, come around the corner. I'm going to show you from the side how this looks. Come around the corner. Fingertips pointing towards earth. Weight shift moves the arms. And imagine you've just got this river of chi in front of you, and your hands are pushing against that river of chi. Again, if you want to make it bigger, start to let the feet pivot. In this case, you kind of want a little slippery on the floor. You don't want shoes that are thick and rubbery that are going to keep you in one place. If you're going to do it this way, I mean, if you're going to do the bigger version of it. If not, stay here. Come to center. And from this posture, parting clouds or putting a protective shield around the body. Root. Rise. I show you the hands. They come up. Pinkies are kind of back. It's not the whole hand back to each other, just the pinkies. Pinkies are backwards towards each other. The hands come overhead. They turn over and then part the clouds. Or again, you can think of it as putting this protective shield around the body. Add the breath. Next layer is add the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come down as far as you're comfortable. Work at your level. Inhale. Rise. Exhale. Root. Rise and root. Inhale. Exhale. Connect with your breath. You may be going a little bit faster or a little bit slower than me, based upon your respiration rate. That's all good. Feet, toes are pointed out slightly. We are in a horse stance here. How far down you come on this one is working at your level. You could be done right here. That's good. If your legs are stronger, come down further. Work them. You may want to imagine when the hands are coming up, two dragons coming out of the water. That's an image that I've been told about this one. Reverse it. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the feet in. Come back to shoulders width as the hands float down. This is pulling down the heavens. Inhale. Look up, hands up. Exhale. Pull down the heavens. Show you from the side. Inhale. Look at the hands. Exhale. As the hands come down, my gaze goes back to neutral. I'm not looking up anymore. I look up right here, and then as the hands start to float down, my gaze comes back to straight ahead neutral, palms towards the body. Feel that sensation, the way it feels, the hands wanding through your auric field. Should feel good. Do a couple of these with eyes closed. I'm going to be silent. Don't focus, don't worry about the form, just feel it. Feel your way down. Feel the hands floating. Close your eyes. You can have the inhale on the up, exhale as they float down. Last one, take your time to get to the bottom. If you're already there, just hold Wu Chi. And now from here, hands at the bottom. I want you to unravel, coil the body, coil it a little bit. Notice how when I say coil, I just like this, coiling the body. I'm bending, folding at the qua, bending at the knees, right? I'm coiling the body from here, and then I'm heaven and earth press. You all know this one. Come out of it. So I coiled and I uncoiled and I press. Look up at the top hands, then look forward. And as you look forward, then the hands start floating down. They float towards each other, and then they move and pinkies kiss. Remember this one? Pinkies kiss. That's how you know how to do it. And I'm coiling again. And then I'm uncoiling as I press up to heaven, down to earth, and look at the top hand. And then I unravel, uncoil myself. Pinkies kiss. Open, stretch, look up, unravel, and then coil again, like a dragon, very dragon-like. Make the ball palms towards each other, pinkies kiss, and then palms are away from each other, one up, one down. Release, palms towards each other, pinkies kiss, palms turn away from each other. Release, palms towards each other, pinkies kiss. Bottom hand stays the same, but the top hand has to flip over. Breathe, just breathe naturally with this one. Don't worry about the breath. Just breathe naturally through the nose. Tip of tongue on roof of mouth behind front teeth. Make that energetic connection. Your pinkies, by the way, don't have to actually touch. It's just pinkies kiss is a great way to remember which way, which hand is which way versus, this way versus thumbs. So just another way to remember. But they don't actually have to touch. Last one. Let the top hand slowly float down, back to Wu Chi. We're halfway. If anybody wants to I've got to take off a layer. I'm sweating already. If anyone needs to take off a layer or take a sip of water or tea, please do. When you're done, come back to Wu Chi. Always hold Wu Chi in between. Whenever we're just about being sort of disciplined about our practice. Like when we're in our practice during that hour, we're just fully there. So, I can't see everybody or how you're standing, but, just to kind of maybe hang out like this, That's not a bad thing, but it's not engaged. So whenever we're in between or taking a sip of water, try to stay fully engaged in the practice. So whenever we're not doing something or we're in between, just hold Wu Qi, hold that. It's healthy, first of all, because you're holding a Qigong in between a standing Qigong in between moving Qigongs. And it also keeps you very centered and present. If I'm kind of go like this and my mind starts to wander, then I've sort of lost I'm not in the practice. But if I stay here, I'm fully engaged, fully present in the practice. Just sort of good habits to get into. All right, from here, first of the spinal Qigongs, Tai Chi arms. Add the breath. Inhale up. Exhale as you come down. Bend the knees. I'll show you from the side. Remember, you've got strings on the top of your wrists and they're pulling you up. The wrists never come higher than the top of the shoulder, and then they come over. This is when elbows, wrists, fingers down. Inhale. As the fingertips come up, they relate to the top of the head, the Ba Wei, crown chakra, and they come down, elbows, wrists, fingers. Notice my pelvis tucking under as I come up, moving back in space as I come down. So it's not just the knees going up and down, it's the pelvis tucking under, moving forward in space as I come down, moving backwards in space. Imagine you've got a grocery bag and you've got to close your car door right here. How would you close it? You'd move yourself backwards. You'd move your pelvis backwards in space to close your car door. This is the same thing. Then your pelvis moves forward in space, along with the knees. It's one unit. Inhale, exhale. Nice and slow. Attached to your breath. Sync up with your breath. Sync body to breath. The breath marries the mind with the body. Palms towards each other, same motion. Just turn the palms towards each other and feel that energetic connection. I'm keeping the same motion. I've just changed the palms and I want to connect them. And bring them as close as they need to be to connect. Right around here, I'm feeling them. I'm feeling them. If I'm out here, I'm feeling it less. So I just moved in a little bit. Oh, right there. Okay, now I feel them making this energetic connection with each other. So adjust. Feel. Don't think about it so much. Don't get caught up in your head in the choreography. I'd rather you drop into your body, let these movements penetrate deep into your body. It's a moving meditation. We don't want to be in the head. Inhale, exhale. Use inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose, tip of tongue on roof of mouth. Breathe down deep into the belly. Activate the belly pump. This is called turning the cauldron. As soon as the hands are facing each other, you're turning the cauldron. Relax the hands. Let them slowly come down. Back to Wu Chi. Nice and slow. Good. I'm going to step in close so you can see me better. Come into a low, it doesn't have to be low, sorry. Point the toes out, and we're coming into a horse stance. You can do a little bit of this around the knees. Your legs should probably warmed up by now, but if they're not, they need a little extra circulation. Just give a little bit of this. I always include the knees, always. Good. Toes out, and while you're doing that, check, look over your toes. Make sure the knee is lined up with the toes. Check both sides. Be real strict about the knee with the foot, that hygiene of being in alignment. Super important. Here we go. I think you all know which one this is. You can do this one from a high horse stance. Notice I'm bringing my fists in to find your hip bones right here. And my fists are, boom, right into my hip bones. High horse stance, middle, low, all good. Find your spot, find your sweet spot. Any one of those is going to be working your legs. Doesn't matter which one you choose, you're going to be working. These will be engaged. That's the nature of horse stance, and it's why and how. Look, I'm just going to glide side to side a little bit. This is why going into horse stance is really wonderful, strengthening posture for the legs. You can even hold it like this. This is called Kung Fu Master. A little side to side, or just hold it. One thing about horse stance, rib tips in. Make sure rib tips are in. I always have to point that out. So this is rib tips out. Look at my back. Look at my sacrum. It's up, up. Take the rib tips, push them in. Look what happened. My sacrum automatically dropped. I didn't even have to think about dropping the sacrum. It just dropped by pushing rib tips in. Okay, so again, high horse stance is just as good. All good. High, middle, low, all good. I'm going to start off high. And here we go. Punch. Imagine you're punching somebody who is in line with your sternum. So picture where your sternum is, and then you're punching somebody who's your height right across from you. That's where it is, right out into the middle. It's hard to see on the video. Open. I'm going to come a little lower just so you can see me. Open. Grab. Come in, one finger at a time, pinky, next finger, next finger, next finger, thumb. And then push, pull. Really feel that sensation. Open. Grab. One finger at a time. As soon as the thumb comes in and completes the fist, you can switch. Just do it nice and slow. I'm seeing some great hands there on the camera. Really feel like you're grabbing somebody's shirt and pulling them into your fist. I'm just grabbing somebody's shirt like this. Punch. Open. Notice you're so involved in what's going on with the hand and the fingers. Rib tips in. Make sure rib tips are in. Sacrum is tucked. I'm so involved in my hand that I'm not even realizing that my legs are really engaged and sort of burning. Open, grab, push, pull, tighten the core when you do the push, pull. Push, pull, tighten the core. You can release it in between. I just tighten it when I'm doing the push-pull. This is very much a Shaolin temple move. One more. This is the last one right here. Whichever hand is out, just complete, pull in, come into a high horse stance if you were low, but hold the horse. Come out to the sides. Not done this one before. A little bit more challenging. Again, we're working neural pathways in the brain as well as the body, right? When we're doing this. We're going to do the same thing, but out to the side at the same time. Punch, open, grab. Same exact thing. Pull. Pull in. Punch. Open. Grab. Make the fist. Pull in. Push out. Open. Just a little neuro. Pull in. Push. From here, one more thing, hold it out. Open the hands. My fingers are straight out. Bring the feet in. So from horse stance, heel, toe, walk them in, gentle on the knees. From here, bring everything in. Bring it in. Notice my body kind of just, it automatically does this now. Sort of bend bow is going on here. Feet are now parallel, shoulders width apart. And then open the body, stretch all the way out to the fingertips and come up on your toes. Let me come back a little so you can see me. I'm up on my toes. Stretch and contract. Open, stretch the body. How much do we stretch? Come back in, and my heels go down when I come back in. Then I go out, my heels come back up, I'm up on the tippy toes again. We stretch as if we just got out of bed. That level of stretch. That's it. Just, oh, I just got out of bed and stretching my body all the way out to the fingertips. And I relax. Picture a rubber band, You're stretching it. I'm up on the toes. And now I let the rubber band contract and relax. And it pulls inward. One more. This is sinew or tendon stretching. That's what we're doing here. Stretch all the way out to the fingertips, all the way down to the toes, top of head, everything. And in and down. Relax. A few washboards to reset. Always inhale up, exhale down. Next one, teacups. Remember, try to keep your hands up. They can go like this, they can go like this, but we're trying to never go like this, never completely upside down. Little tilt, yeah, okay, we all tilt a little bit, that's fine. Here we go. Little twisting teacups. Take a little wider stance, not a horse stance, just a wider stance, but my feet are still parallel to each other. Check your feet. And we're going to come through the kidneys this way first. We always start that way. You can start either way. Just for me, I like to have a way that I always start. So when I switch, I know, oh, well, I started this way past my kidneys. So when I switch gears and I reverse it, now I'm coming this way. Plus, I like that way to finish because I can just sort of land right here. Just a sort of easy landing pad. So remember, palms up. Figure eights. We're making a figure eight. I got a figure eight going on over here. I've got a figure eight or infinity sign going on over here. Okay, one in each arm. I'm going to go nice and slow. I don't know that everyone has this one, so just slow to start and then I'll speed up. Hands come through, pass through the kidneys behind me, out to the, they're behind me now, palms up, out to the sides, palms up. And now I start to tuck my pelvis under and I lean back so that I can get my hands over my head, like kind of feel like two lassos. Here's the top part of the infinity sign. Here's the top loop. And then serve the T. Here's the bottom loop of the infinity or figure 8 right here, bottom loop. My pelvis comes forward. Here's the top loop. I'm leaning back. Notice on the bottom loop, my pelvis comes backwards in space. It has to go backwards to accommodate this coming around. Then my pelvis moves forward to accommodate my hands staying up and doing the upper loop. So think of it like this. Here's the bottom loop, pelvis goes back. The upper loop, my pelvis goes forward, way forward, and I'm looking up. Nice and slow. If this in any way bothers your shoulders, or they're just tired, do it smaller. That's okay. Look how small I can do this. That's a test too. Ooh, how small can I make this? How big can I make it? Here's big, right? Many ways to do this. Work at your level. Stop the next time you serve the T. Stop. Great place to switch gears. Now we're going to go the opposite way. So we'll come up, circle the top, pelvis forward, and then here we come, and look how we're coming past the kidneys this way now. Forward past the kidneys. Serve the T. Up. Show you from the side. Booty back. And then forward. So the pelvis has to be moving here to accommodate the palms staying up and the knees. Last one. As the hands come through, just land them right here. Rest the hands, gentle fists or open hands right on the hip bones in the front. Take a couple of breaths. And then we're going to do the last 10 minutes of class with joint mobility, oiling the joints. Legs get a break now. We're just oiling the joints. Figure 8s, nice and slow. First, I'll draw them. Figure 8s. Just follow me. Try to mirror me. Here's the inner loop. I've got 2 figure 8s going on. One over here and one over here. And we just try to get them going at the same time. You can draw them as if your finger is a pen in the air. And then add the hands, add the fingers. Once you have the loop, if you don't have it yet, just do this. If you don't have it, don't add the fingers. That's okay. You can just do this. This is wonderful. Nothing wrong with this at all. I mean, this is fantastic. But if you want to add another layer, you can add the fingers. But just as good to do this, just not getting much the finger action, that's all. I like to get the fingers because they need lubing too. They need to be oiled too. And so when do we really stretch and move our fingers like this in the course of our day? Not much. And everyone go a little slower. Slow it down. This is easy to get. When we do it too quickly, we lose a little bit of it. We lose a little something. Open, close, reverse it. Whichever way you were going, it's okay. Just reverse it. And this one, keep it small. I see some of you going big. So this is not the shoulders. Notice my shoulders are not moving much. My elbows are sort of hovering in the air. They're moving a little bit, but this is small. This is not a big movement. This is right in front here. I'm not making it small for all of you for the screen. This really is a small movement. It's just for fingers and wrists, and the elbows are sort of floating in space. Good. All right, now wrist circles. This is all wrist. One way, other way. Elbows. You can have them touch, or you can just do this in space. I come this way first, and then at some point I reverse it this way, come towards me. Elbows have to be out to the sides a little bit on this one to allow for this motion. So see how I have to bring, if my elbows are in, there's like no place for my hands to go. So my elbows sort of have to stay out. Like when we do split, do that splitting energy, that plucking energy that we do in Tai Chi, you know how we pluck, we have the elbows out. Same thinking with this when we're lubing the elbows. Good. Now the elbows are lubed. Excellent, let them go. Now let's work on the shoulders and shoulder blades. We're gonna walk the shoulders. So remember, this one is, if your shoulder blades are locked, what you'll be really inclined to do is bend here. That will be your inclination, and that's very common. We don't want that. Imagine your arms are, so they're not here, not down here, 45 degrees, not out here, down here. Like I'm driving a big truck, big 18-wheeler, that's what it feels like. My arms are out like this. I'm holding the bottom steering of a steering wheel of an 18-wheeler. And then walk one shoulder forward. Walk the other one forward. Notice it's going in a circle. Up, forward, down, back. Next shoulder. Up, forward, down, back. Walk, walk. Notice how I'm taking a little wide stance. My ribs are moving. My hips, I'm just letting my hips and ribs move as they wish. I'm not forcing them to move. I'm just letting them move as they need to. And this is walking the shoulders forward. We're gonna walk them backwards in a second, but just walk them forward first. And put your mind in your shoulder blade. Put mind here. Pull from there. Really, if you have to close your eyes, it's okay. But put your mind in that shoulder blade. Not the shoulder, the blade behind. That's what we want. Remember, shoulder blades move. We're massaging heart and lungs. Reverse it. Reverse it. Now notice when you reverse it, oh, all of a sudden the ribs and the hips move even more. Walk them back. Walk them back. Walk. Walk. Walk it back. Show you from the side. Feel like a starfish when I'm doing this. Ribs start to open. Feel the space between your ribs. Relax. Let it go. Let it go. Hands on ribs. Speaking of ribs, here we go. Side. Imagine you've got a string right in your rib cage, and the string goes this way and it goes this way, and the string is pulling this way, and then the string is pulling this way. Keep your hands on there, feel it. String pulls this way, and it pulls this way. Keep the hips locked. String pulls this way, side to side. Get the ribs moving side to side first. Just breaking it down. Our goal is a circle, but side to side first is a great way to break it down if you don't have the circles yet. Side to side, a string pulling me this way, a string pulling them this way. You can feel it. Push your hand there. Put your hand there and push into the hand. Push into your hand. Push into the hand. That's how you can get them moving. You're just using your hands for proprioceptive feedback. Now I've got a string here and one here. Move the ribs forward. Move them backwards. The string's pulling them. It's the string, not me. The string's pulling them backwards. String pulling forward, back. Again, hands just providing feedback. Now, loop that all together. The string is gone, and now we've just got a circle. Try to get the ribs moving. This helps with breath, helps you take a deeper breath if your ribs are moving. It helps us in Tai Chi form because we want the ribs to be expanding and contracting. When we're doing Tai Chi, we want to feel the space between our ribs. And reverse the circle. Good. Shake it out, and then hips and neck. So hips, we're going to do figure eights. This is wonderful for your gait. After class, walk around a little bit and notice if you feel your gait. Just walk around your room, wherever you are. Notice if your gait feels different. Mine always does when I do this. I only started doing this like a month ago. Hip forward. There's a wall. Brush back against the wall. Hip back. Now this hip forward. Brush against the wall. Remember, there's a wall right here. Hip back. Hip forward. Brush. Hip back. Hip, the other hip forward. Back. Notice I'm just making it, this is called infinity hips because I'm making an infinity sign with my hips. Hip forward first. Hip forward, then backwards. Then try to smooth it out. Hip forward, then backwards. Smooth it out. Forward and backwards. Come to center, hip back, then forward. Just reversing it, hip back, then forward. Hip back, then forward. Again, imagine you're brushing a wall with your hip. Brushing the wall. Got two walls, one on each side of you, really close, and you're using your hip and brushing it. Bending my knees. Show you from the side. Good. Come to center, and now just standard old hip circles. See how that feels. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Notice my head goes the opposite way of my hips, just naturally. I'm not moving from my head. My head's coming along for the ride. I'm moving from my hips in a huge circle, as big as you can make it. This circle starts out small when you first do hip circles, but eventually it should get bigger and bigger as your hips become more mobile, more agile. This is all the stuff we're doing here, this part of the class, the last 10 minutes, is all joint mobility for aging. That's the focus if you want to know exactly what it is. Joint mobility for aging. I think anyone over 50 should be doing these things. And reverse it. Feel your lower back. Feel the way you're stretching that lower back, but I'm not stretching into it. I'm not forcing it. I'm just coming around in a circle and saying hello. That's the beauty of stretching in a circle and why I'm advocating it, because I'm not coming straight on into it like a linear stretch. I'm just passing by and saying hello, and then I'm moving to the next spot that may be a little bit tight. You can use circular stretching with everything. Every type of stretch can be made in a circular fashion. All right, cross the hands. I'm gonna wrap it up. Neck circles. Can't leave out the neck. Reverse it. Come to neutral. Shoulders up, look up. Drop the shoulders, look forward. Shoulders up, look up. Drop the shoulders, look forward. One more. Up, look up. Drop, look forward. Good. And then just a little bit of a stretch. Notice what I'm doing. And stretch. You stretch in the way, the front hand that's on the cheek, that's the direction you go. That elbow's pointing the way that you go. Turn it. Reverse the hands. Now this hand is on the cheek. This elbow's pointing which way I'm going to stretch. Stretch. Good. Feel a little bit of that. A little cross fiber. Cross fiber massage, head one way, massage across the fibers. Come back, shake it off. Whew. Shake it all off. Back to Wu Chi, shift all the weight left. Scoop the chi around you as you bring the left foot in, touches the right foot as the hands come overhead. Palms are like shower wands bathing the body in a sea of chi. Just let them float down the body. As they get close to the body, they turn palms inward. One for mind. One for body. Just feel the way the hands are wanding through the field, your auric field, healing, aligning. And last one, heart. When you're wanding through the body like that, feel the way it's aligning you, aligning your chakras. And thank you for another amazing class. I hope everyone feels more centered and balanced. I'll get this class out by later